Param, 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 pararam. Hello? Hello, hello. I was gone for a day, yeah? I was gone for one day. Let's say that I'm still 50-50. I'm still like 50% here. But let's say I'm here. I'm nearly ready. Okay, I think we are ready. Sorry, it took me a bit. But now... Hello? But now I'm really here. Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to this development stream where we try to make a game. Yeah, we try to make a game because we like making games. That's what we like to do. So yesterday I had my booster or third vaccination, as you call it, and oh my, it was I don't know, my body reacted like a lot. My body reacted a lot, so I had a bit of fever or whatever. So I was not really feeling good. Now, tonight I'm better. I started to feel weird yesterday yesterday evening late. Now I think I'm feeling a bit better. But I'm recovering. I don't feel I'm 100% yet. By the way, I found a very cool, very cool scene site. What I would suggest to you, if you want to just have fun a bit, I'm putting the link in the chat, and is a website where you have all kinds of synth, and they are amazing. I mean, they are absolutely insane. I'm amazed at what you can do. Basically, you just click on one of these synths, and then you see something like that, and you choose the sound, and then you can play with your keyboard or with your mouse. Now the volume. You can play with the keyboard or with your mouse, but the sounds are absolutely insane. The only problem is the volume. That is a bit. Wow. Isn't this super trippy? super cool. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. There are some effects that are absolutely incredible and very, very nice. Only problem is the volume. That is always super high. But it is just one of the many. It's just one of the many. But there are so many in this list, which is incredible. So if you want to play around with them, definitely. This is the one that I used, by the way, to make the sound that now we use for secret passages, right? The secret passage sound, this one. Ding. This one, right? I did it with this thing. Oh my god! Wow, this one is insane. Wow, some effects are absolutely incredible. And there are so many. I mean, there are so many. There are like probably hundreds. Probably hundreds. Look at this one. Wow. Wow. Here's your VST collection, Abysint. Abysint. Yeah, I think Abysint is one of those, by the way. There is ABS. I know, there are so many. It's absolutely incredible. Listen to this one. There are some sounds that are absolutely... Absolutely. Anyway, if you want to have fun with these sounds, I think they are absolutely... They are very, very nice. And there is also other stuff like piano and... there are so many. I mean, I cannot test them all. There are like hundreds. I don't know. You can spend days on this thing. You can spend days just pushing stuff. What is this, for example? What is this, for example? What? What? What is that? What? Sustain, release, you say? Oscillator, how much you are oscillating. So basically you create your own sound by changing things, right? It's incredible, boys. That's absolutely insane. Okay. So what do we want to do? By the way, the Mac Mini, I found a way to have the Mac Mini actually do its job, okay? It's not a very easy way, but at the moment is calculating shaders since 1175 minutes. Which means 19 hours. So it's compiling stuff. Oh my god, it's compiling stuff since 19 hours, the Mac Mini. And it crashed a number of times, but then I found a setting that seems allows him to continue. I'm not really sure, but let's say that we are reaching the limit really of of what the Mac Mini can do. I think we are very close to not be able anymore to compile on the Mac Mini. So I think we need a new hardware, but I'm holding tight, trying to do it anyway. I tweaked every possible setting that allows him to run and to run anyway, despite the fact that it doesn't have enough memory, it doesn't have enough speed, it doesn't have enough CPU, it doesn't have anything. And I got this message. I got this message while I was trying to run it, but I think I convinced him otherwise. So he's saying, there isn't a real engine message. He's saying, you are attempting to run a real editor on hardware that falls below the recommended minimum configuration. If you choose to proceed, you may experience odd behavior like crashing due to memory constraint or issue with unsupported graphics driver. Right? And I managed to run it anyway, and I clicked on run anyway, and he's now running. But boys, I don't know. Don't know. Let's hope that he can finish. He's running since 19 hours. I don't know how much time it will take. In theory, from my previous experimentations with the previous releases, usually it was taking, yes, about 20 hours or so. So maybe we'll finish. But there is the new release, and the new release has more stuff in it. It has a lot more geometry, more, 3D models, more textures. It is the new Unreal Engine release. So potentially we'll never finish. We will see. Okay, a few things I wanted to do. This was a bit of an introduction. Few things I wanted to do. The first thing I think is an easy one. Basically, you can use an ability multiple times, right? So if you click on, for example, detect secret passages, right? Detect secret passages, and you click on it again and again and again and again, you will be detecting secret passages continuously. I mean, like at the same time, multiple times, and it makes no sense, right? So we need to be sure that when we trigger an ability, that ability can be triggered only once, right? Otherwise, it becomes a bit weird. So what I did, I created a new mode, which is called PS Character Mode Usability. And this mode is getting set when we start to search for secret doors and when we start to search for traps, right? And basically when we are in this mode, we should not be allowed to issue any other ability anymore, right? Any other ability. Or the same ability, I mean, yeah. I don't know if it works because I just did it a few minutes ago, but I did nothing else than adding this mode. And then what I need to do, I need to remove this mode. So when, yeah, so I think I should not run it. When we finished searching for secret doors or searching for traps, which is actually inside these events, UPS detect secret event and UPS detect trap event. We should set the mode back to peace. Wait, ability should be under ability manager actually. I'm still feeling tired anyway. I don't know. I feel like I've run 1,000 miles. I don't know why, but so detect trap trigger, yes. Blam 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 blam. Trap found. Schedule another check. So I think that here, if we don't schedule another check, we consider that the time is actually expired, right? Stop the, no, change player mode. Change player mode to unlock usage of other abilities, right? So this is what we want to do here, right? And I think there is a mode that is called peace, and well, character, we have it already here. Yeah, I think it should be characters and mode peace. Okay, I think we should do something like this, and we should do the same for secret door. Well, actually, well, yeah. I think there may be a small overlap, but we don't really care. I think it's fine. There may be a small overlap between the end of one and the beginning of the other, like few milliseconds, but that's not really a problem. I don't care about that. The important point is that you cannot spam it, because what was happening is that you could really spam it. And so timers, you know, multiple timers were starting at the same time, which is not what we want. By the way, how are you today, guys? Are you good? What did you do? I want to release a new patch because we know that we have a number of broken things, and so I know I need to re-release the client, but I want to collect, you know, a number of fixes so that I can re-release all together, right? I want to release them all together. So if you want to help, you know, you can test the client and post your bugs into our bug tracker so I can check them and fix them. Achievement, Hydla achievement Amnedare. I'm doing the screenshot task, but each time I get an achievement, the game crashes. It happened 2 times already. I mean, the game crashes or the server crashes? Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, this is exactly the kind of crashes that I'm searching, you know. Exactly these ones. New session. In theory was it should have been recorded 12th of January. Oops. Really? It's not enough? What? We are getting only the shutdown? What do you mean we are getting only the shutdown? I think it would be nice if we could reproduce this one again, but it seems probably the answer is no. There is an Npc Variable Crash, which is something different from the achievement, I guess. I think it would be nice if we could reproduce it. Let me contact the person that opened it and see if she can reproduce it again. Because this would be a good bug to check. This would be a good one to check. But anyway, let's do one thing at a time. Failed? What do you mean failed? Failed because your memory is low. Okay. Okay, one succeeded. So I think we can launch it in normal mode. I don't think we need I don't think we need really to have it in debug mode. I don't know if you should give a message, something like, but I think it will give you. I think it will give you a message saying that you cannot execute this ability because you are already doing something else. Because I think there is a check, but let's see. Okay. So if I try to run my, for example, my search for traps or detect secrets, right? And I launch it once, and then I try to launch it again. You see, now it works. You cannot use this ability now. You are busy doing something else. Okay, so yeah. He's waiting the completion. And the problem is that it's waiting the completion, but but then it's not resetting the status somehow. Why? I did do we have a return in the wrong place? We have a bunch of return here though, huh? Yes. We need, if the ability fails, we need to... if the ability fails, we need to set... We need to set the character mode piece, otherwise you will not finish. I mean, it's good that we found it, actually. Detect secrets, detect trap. I have to do the same also in the future for every... Oops. For every other similar ability, eh? Yeah, so now we should have it. We should have it everywhere. Now it should be everywhere. Okay. Because otherwise it's never coming back. Now there is a bit of a trick. You can cast a spell, and that will bring you back to peace mode anyway. But or probably not, because you will not be allowed to. No. I think you need to. Yeah. Okay, let me try again now. Now it should be fine. You're getting up in the morning early? Okay. So let me try again to detect secrets. And try to detect secret again, and try to detect secret again. And then waiting that this finishes. I don't know why we have 0 seconds, by the way. Okay, now seems to be working okay. Why we have 0 seconds? In theory, we should have a duration in this. Okay, but now seems that you can only trigger it once, which is good. Okay, good. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to change this window so that you can filter by effects that are given by items and effects that are given by spells and effects that are given by abilities, right? So what I'm thinking to have like a small, I don't know, like 3 buttons at the top, which is actually moving between yeah, which is actually moving between the Ring of Familiar is this weird icon and has no name. I don't know why, but I think it would be nice. You know, I'm thinking. I don't know exactly which form I want to have, but imagine having three small icons here. Right? I think they can be relatively small. Yeah, something like that. Maybe with a tooltip so that you can don't know if I want to do it this way or differently, but so imagine having 3 icons there. I don't know, I mean, really the color or whatever. I mean, what it should be, but right, something like that. And you click on one, and it's filtering, you know, the active thingy. You may have because abilities, I think abilities actually are going to be few, but items are going to be a lot. I don't know if I really want to do abilities separate or not, but to me it makes sense. So to have spells, items, and abilities. So to have like 3 sub menus there. What do you think about it? I think it would be nice, no? The problem is how to do it, because I don't know if we can determine today. I don't know if we can determine today which kind of which type is it. I don't think we can. Do I have any... Well, for example, the bracers. Yeah, you see the bracers are giving... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, the bracers is the same as a weapon. If I have a special weapon, it will go there anyway. Right? So the problem is that if you have a significant amount of items that are providing bonuses, and plus you have abilities, and plus you have spells, this list becomes basically infinite, right? And I think it would be much better and also I think it would be better probably also in our code if we could send not the whole list all the time, but if we could send by category, right? One at a time. By category, one at a time. So I think it would be better if we could do this. Yes. Let me just check which capabilities we have today, because I want to understand how it works a second. So I think we have... I don't know if it's in PS character. Yes, this one, send active spells. I think send active spells is the one that is responsible of sending all the effects that you have active on you. And I want to analyze a bit this structure and see how it works. Bling, bling. Bling. Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Sorry, I was distracted by something else. I started to feel a bit better anyway. I started to feel less tired. I think the effect of the vaccine is finally going away. My body adapted. I think my body adapted finally after like 20 hours, but... Speaking of 20 hours, we can check the Mac Mini. Speaking of 20 hours, how is the Mac Mini doing? Still going. Okay. Easy. Uh-oh. Ah, yes, because now... Okay, we are here. Okay, let me check what we are doing. So we are sending the active spell. So this is actually the array that gets filled up with the active magic. Wait, what? I don't understand what we are doing, boys. Why we got it 20 times? That's interesting. We went through this method like 5 times. Interesting stuff. Do you think we are sending... Oh my god, I think we are. Do you think we are sending the full list every time? And we build the list one by one? That's very possible. So at the beginning we are sending like the list 6 times if you have 6 active effect on you. What? What? Why my active magic is empty? What? I have stuff on me. Okay, so this thing doesn't really work, huh? I mean, it works, but not when you log in. That's interesting. That we should fix. I don't know why the active magic is not showing when you first connect. That's weird. It shows only later on. Even if I saw, you know, send active spell getting called a number of times, but maybe we didn't have the controller yet? Maybe we didn't have the controller yet. It's kind of strange. Yeah, we need to fix this because it's very bad that we don't initialize the active magic properly at the beginning. I want to understand when it's happening. If it's happening only in the character selection, or if it's happening also when you join the game. So if I click on this guy, okay, until here, I don't trigger the breakpoint, right? I don't trigger the breakpoint, but when I click on play, then it seems that we are triggering the breakpoint one time, and we are triggering it from run a keep script, load, request character, blah blah blah, but it seems that we are failing on get PS controller, right? Because we don't have a controller yet. Yes, we don't have a controller yet. And it is getting done multiple times for each of my equipment script. I see. Because here we are loading our character. And we are loading our character. Run a keep script. So I see. No, I think up to here is okay, But then at a certain point we need to send it to the client. And at the moment we are not. And at the moment we are not. Spawn character load instance for one, because we are adding, you see, we are adding the controller here. We are adding the controller here. Okay. Okay, I'm just thinking when is the best time. Player teleport to the main world. I think we need to do it after this. Because this one is the one that is actually moving the character. But at this point I think we have everything. I just don't know if on the client side we already have the UI. We already have the UI fully up and running. Load active spells. Yeah, you see, for example, that here we are loading active spells, which is actually... Because I think that this one will actually, if I have a spell on me, it will actually trigger the sending of all the active spells to the client. So if I have for example, if I cast a defense spell on me and then I log off, when I log in, that defense spell will be loaded and I will see the active magic. But if I don't have a spell on me, then I have an issue. Hello, Constables. Hi. Welcome. Welcome. So it's a bit of a dilemma on, you know, it's a bit of a dilemma on how to do it, because here we are loading the inventory, right? And here we are loading the spells, and in the middle we are actually teleporting the player to the main world, right? It's kind of in the middle of that. So probably the best would be to move these 3 lines at the bottom, or anyway after load active spells, and then send everything together. That's not very easy though, because I don't know if this one will actually make a mess if I don't have a player controller yet. That's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, we can try. I can cast a defensive spell on me. Yeah, I think what I would like to do, but I just don't want to break stuff, but what I would like to do, I would like to move this one. Wait, I would like to move this one. No. I would like to move this one, which is the teleport player, down here. And I would like to move the load active spells before the controller assignment, so that the spells are actually getting loaded, but they are not yet getting sent with the same logic that I don't have a controller yet. And then I would like from the client, when everything is ready, handle client ready. Let me see this one. Yes. Okay. We can try this way. We need to try with the spell. But I think this could be one way. Because I don't think the sequence I'm doing stuff has any particular reason at the moment. I think is I think this item has just been put on a list. They are kind of executed all together, but I think we want really load active spell to happen before the player controller get assigned, so that we don't send the list until we are really ready. And then we will need this send active spell to be I think we need a request. I think we need a request active spell that is actually happening at the beginning, which at the moment we don't have. But I'm gonna add right now. I think we can do it under well, we can do it under spells, even if it's working also for other stuff. But you see that we have a receive active spell, but we don't have a request active spell. And I think we're gonna add it right now. So this will be a blueprint callable, and will be request active spells. And I don't think we need anything except the character that is requesting the thing. No, actually not even, because not even, because anyway we have the player controller. So now we have the player controller. It's not needed, right? We have the player controller, so we can go through that. Let me try to do the thing. Request active spell. So as for any server call, we do a printout all the time, just because I want for now to be notified of any server call. And I think then it's pretty easy. We just call send active spells, which is under PS character. Right, so we just take the pawn and we send him the active spells. That's it. We don't do anything else. Right, doesn't need any parameters, anything. Yeah, exactly. Okay, good. Okay, we just do that. Hello, SimoFC. Hello, Alex. Ciao. We are working on some bug fixing, because as you know, we need to re-release the client, or anyway do an update, because there are at least 3 very significant bugs. And we fixed those 3 bugs already, but we want to do another release you know, only when we have enough critical mass, because for me doing a release anyway takes time. I mean, it's some hours of work, and so let's do it when we have enough critical mass. So I'm trying to fix more bugs, or anyway do some more additions and fixes so that we can then have a 17 release with enough stuff. So that's the idea. Apart from that, I got my 3rd vaccination yesterday, and I'm still a bit dizzy, so I'm not fully 100%. My body reacted a lot. My body reacted a lot on it, so I've even got some fever, but now it's gone. Okay, so now that we recompiled that, let's go into the editor, and what we're gonna do, we're going to I'm the one lucky one. I had no side effect aside from the pain and injection side. Yeah, I had a pain on the arm. I choose the left arm, even if for me, you know, left arm or right arm doesn't really make a lot of difference, because one is the mouse, the other is the keyboard. But I choose the left one anyway, and just yeah, the top of the arm I had a lot of strain, like if you exercise a lot and then you get kind of tired. But yeah, but today I'm already much better, and it was tonight. Tonight was a bit messy, really. I was very tired, but now I feel it's getting much better. So there is an event, which is this one, teleport player to main world, right? This one is when our character is fully ready and is being teleported into the main world, and we allow the initialization, you know, of everything. We initialize our stamina checks and all of that, right? Now there should be also a place where we initialize our skills and stats. We're just trying to understand where is that. Because we have a request. No. We have a request. Probably we do it from the player controller. I don't know. I remember we had a. For example, when we request, you know, the quest. Request quest info, for example. Request quest list, like this one. Yes, but no. This one, no. Request. I think there should be a request skill, no? Request skill and abilities. Exactly. Is this happening? Is this happening only when you open the window, or is it happening anyway? Probably only when you open the window. Only when you open the window. I think it's a good idea anyway to do it only when you open the window. Well, only when we construct the window. Only when we construct. Yeah, you know, this construct, as we learned, is really broken, because the construct is really not when the window is constructed. It seems strange, but construct is not construct. Construct is when the window is added to the father. In fact, you see the description, it says, called after the underlined slate region is constructed. Depending on how the slate object is used, this event may be called multiple times due to adding and removing from the hierarchy. If you need a true call once create event, then use on initialized, right? And so on initialized is the one that is actually happening only once. I know it's stupid, but it's the way it is. So construct is not really construct. So in theory, if you want to call it only once, is on initialized, right? Is on initialized. So I think we should on initialized call send active spells. Request send active spell. Now to do that, we need something like that, yes. So we create a new event, we call it request active spells on PC. That stands for player controller, and this one we say that is run on server and reliable. And this one we call request active spells, right? And this one we can say ask the server to send us the list of active spells, and we can say happens one time when the active magic window is initialized. I want to type that because I want to be sure that I don't confuse it with when we are receiving spells just because they are happening, right? So it is a one-time event. It is a one-time event. Thank you, Simo. Yeah, I think I will feel better. Tomorrow morning I will be 100%. At the moment I'm still like 70% or so. Okay. So we go on player controller and we request active spells on PC. Yes, exactly. Okay, so basically now what? Didn't like it. Warning. What do you mean? Because I didn't compile this. Okay, now it finds it. It's just because it was not compiled. Okay. Okay, so basically now we can run it in debug mode and check that all our sequence of events is actually happening properly, and we are not trying to send any spells to the client until the client requested. When the character is loaded, is teleported to the main world, the UI is ready, and the active spell window is ready to receive, right? To receive data. So we start the client. Pam 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 pam. By the way, in case you want to help us, I created a list. I think I advertised it already 2 days ago, but I'm going to advertise it again, which is called Plane Shift Open Tasks. And these are basically tasks that everyone can do if they want to help and do something. I'm pasting the link here. And I didn't expand the list recently, but there is a good one at the bottom. If you are working with Linux, the last one, the number 31, is something that would be nice to do. So it's basically to have a list of instructions to create a live CD or a live USB stick. I said live CD, but in reality live USB stick. To run PS4, install a live USB stick of Linux. Yes. I think they are called live CD, right? But I don't know if they are still called live CD today. Are they still called live? If I search like Ubuntu live CD, it's still called live CD, or I think it's just called live. Ubuntu live USB. Yeah, something like that. So we can call it Linux from an installed Linux live OS, Linux live OS, something like that. But what would be nice to do okay, so if I log in, we should trigger the breakpoint. Yes, exactly. And I just want to be sure that we are so we did a load active spells, and I think we can just run. Okay, you see the send active spell was actually coming through request. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I think it worked as expected. Yes, and now you see that at login we have the right values. Okay, perfect. I think it worked fine. The only problem I want to see if by any chance if I cast a defensive spell, I have defensive wind, right? Okay, sending me the spell, fine. So if I have this on me, right, which is this defensive thingy, and then, wow, it went away already? Holy shit. Wow, it's lasting very, very little. Oh, okay. I was hoping for a bit more time. Because the idea was to disconnect and see if it was getting loaded. But I think that part will work anyway. Okay. Good. So this seems to work fine. By the way, the rigging is completely... I mean, the weighting... It's kind of fucked up on this character, unfortunately. Okay, that's another job that I need to do, to fix the rigging everywhere on all the characters. So now, right now, the idea was, can we split the list of active stuff at least between items, spells, and abilities? Now, I don't know if items are actually in a different bucket. Probably not. I think we need to start to create, you know, these 3 different buckets. I think would be better. Also because, you know, I could update the client only for that portion, right? Only for the, I mean, one of the three, instead of sending them all the time like I'm doing now, which I think is kind of, you know, stupid. I mean, it's the safest option probably, but yes, I want to see what happens here. So get active magic sequence. I have no idea what is this thing doing. Get active magic sequence. Get the active magic sequence updating to the next value. What the? Okay, anyway, let's not care about that too much. Command list. Okay, this is just the command. Active spells. Number 3. The problem is that these spells, are these spells somehow... I'm searching if I can make a difference between items, spells, and abilities. Because there is a spell type, but the spell type, unfortunately, is buff debuff. We have a name, an image, a spell type, a duration. I think we don't have it, boys. We can add it. We can add... It doesn't know. It doesn't know what is coming from, right? It doesn't know if it's an item. It doesn't know if it's a temporary effect, if it's an ability. Now, I did a bit of a trick the last time. I added under spell type. Actually, I added here ability. As you can see, is buff, debuff, ability. But actually, I don't know if I did a good thing, because in reality oh my god, what is this thing? Active magic spell type, BP type. So if type is equal to buff, then this becomes buff. If this is debuff, becomes debuff. If not, becomes ability. Ah, okay, I understand. But wasn't better to have a category that is splitting the stuff? Good question. We need to decide. Here we have a decision to take. We need to decide if we want to put it under spell type, or if I want to create a separate category for that, because active magic spell type. Why I did it this way? Why I did it this way? Why I did it this way? I think because I wanted them to know. I have no idea. To filter it somehow? I don't know. Or to search another icon? I don't know. We can check why. I don't remember why I did it that way. E active magic spell type, because maybe the E is never seen. No. Okay. He's not in the blueprints. Oh, interesting. Message type. But it's impossible because in receive active spells we have that for sure. In receive active spells, right? And in the wind spell we have the type. You see this type here, and this type here is sent to this setup, and this setup is not using the type. Okay. This setup is not using the type. But then why I did that this way, I don't understand. Because I wanted to be sure it was not a buff or a debuff, probably. I wanted to ensure that it was not part of these two categories. This is why I did it this way. So this is why I called it ability. I'm a bit confused, boys. Active spell persist. Ah, it is why. It is why. Don't persist abilities. Okay, I only did it for this. Yes. Yes. Correct. Because when you save your character, right, everything that you have on you, like items and whatever, are obviously saved, but also the buffs, right? So if you disconnect again with a specific spell on you, when you reconnect, the spell will be on, and that is getting saved in a form of a script. Now, I didn't want the abilities to be on because I think it's not required, it's not needed. We don't care, and so I split it into ability, but I don't think I really like that. I think we should do. I mean, it's okay, but it's not optimal. I think what we should do something different. We should remove the spell type. And by the way, every enumeration should always be a class. I don't know why I'm not doing that, but should always be a class, enum class, which is so much better. And so we will have a spell type, and we will have a spell category, and the spell category will be spell. Well, actually, spell is a bit of a stupid thing. It should be like active effect, or or we call it active spell. It's a bit long, but uh-oh, what happened? I think the best would be to call it active spell type, which I think is much better, because we are speaking. These two are used only. Is it true? No, I don't know. This one is true. This one I don't know. This one let's leave it like it is. So active spell category can be a spell, can be an item buff, and can be an ability. Okay, so these are the three that we have. So I would like to refactor everything this way. I would like to refactor everything. Yes, that way, so that when we are here, we actually do. So in the persist, right, we don't do any more if type, spell type, ability, but we say if category is equal to ability, right? And category obviously now I need to add because it doesn't exist, but we're gonna add it. We are gonna add it, and I think will be good. And we can use it also for other stuff in the future. We want to just call it category without a get. And this one will be of type active spell, whatever. Right. And we will have this one. Now the only problem will be how to set it. How to set it. Because yes. We can have more in the future. But yes, I would like to have it like this. So we have spell ability. Now this is a bit of a change because I mean the code will start to complain quite a bit, but fine. So this new category will allow us to send to the client only the chunks of active effects that we need, okay? And also will allow us to identify these chunks as actually separate chunks. And so we can have then in the UI like 3 panels, one for items, one for spells, and one for abilities, which are actually separate, right? And I think that items, you're not gonna look too much. Ability, you're not gonna look too much. Spells, you are gonna look probably a bit more. But I think we can have something in the UI which is automatically focusing on the panel that got the last information. So God of War is out on PC. Interesting. No, it's coming January 22. God of War coming January 22. Should we buy it? I think it's super good. I mean, I've seen the gameplay when it was on console and it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I don't know. I think I should. So now there will be few places where things are breaking, but it's okay. I mean, it's expected. So I don't have an issue with that. Okay, so now the problem will be, how do we set the category of our spell? I think we should set it exactly here. So when we are loading stuff, a way to cancel active spells. You know that I don't know if we know, because probably the problem is that the code is so generic that it's just running a script. It's just running a script, not knowing if that's an item or a spell. Wow, that's very possible. There is a problem. There is a problem. Because there is a problem. Pam 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 pam. So the point is, when we run the keep scripts, do we know, when we run the keep scripts, right? For example, do we know that we are because I think that if no, my theory fails. My theory may fail. Run a keep script. A keep active spell. Active spell script apply. Active spell apply. Yes. But okay, so for example, if I do it here, when I create the new active spell, I could keep active spell, because this one is on item, eh? A keep active spell is on item. Okay. My problem is another one. My problem is to know when I do the send active. Yeah, when I do this send active spells, right? The question is, how do I know? Because this guy is only getting active spells, but active spells, PS character active spells. How do you do it? How do you do this thing? Active spell count. Okay. Okay. Add active spell. So in theory, the problem is if this add active spell is called from the scripting system. If it's called from the scripting system, I'm fucked. Yeah, it's called from the scripting system. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Fuck. Okay. Okay, it's called from the scripting system. Now, the scripting system is working seamlessly. I think I need to change this function then. I need to change this function, and I need to add to this function my active spell category, which will be set on the spell, because here we are creating a new spell, right? And the point is that we need to know that right? We need to know that when we are creating an active spell. Now, I really hope that in our code, this new active spell is not everywhere. I mean, it's only here, but obviously no. It's also here, but here we can control it. Here we can control it. Because here we have the category. Because here we have the category that we can set. The function doesn't exist yet, but I will set it. Right, so we can set it here, we can set it exactly. I really hope is in no other places. Okay, is in no other places. Okay, that's very good. That's very good. That's very good. That's very good. Okay, let me recompile. So it means that it's only when I call apply that I can say which kind of spell it is. Now, the only problem will be if you have it on you. Why we don't have a set category? Because it's not kind of strange. Anyway. Okay. Please. Okay. So now we can do this. Now we can do this. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to separate the active effect that you have on you for abilities, spells, and items. Right? So trying to have that split. Hello, Slane. Have you tried Rider? No, I didn't, because you have to pay for it, and I don't know. Visual Studio 22 is definitely better than Visual Studio 19 that I was 17 that I was using before. I was using 17, right? Yeah, 17. It's definitely much more performant. I mean, 17 was really bad. And so yes, Rider was definitely in my mind, because everyone was saying that yes, if you want to, you know, speed up, you should really use Rider, etc. But then Visual Studio 22 landed, and I know that they did a bit of work with Microsoft and Unreal. I mean, Unreal and Microsoft together to actually ensure that it was optimized for Unreal, and actually they did it. So it seems that now, for what I see, is acceptable, right? Before it was really not acceptable. I mean, the speed was super slow when searching for functions, and anything was super slow. We have a problem of there is a value which is a kind of a default value. So I think I need to put it before this. It's kind of annoying, but now I would say is reasonable. I think now is reasonable. Yeah, I can give it a try again. I think that Rider, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. There is early preview, yes, and yeah. I wanted to try it, but you know, I always have to balance my time between new stuff, but I wanted to try it, and you know, it's a bit funny that Visual Studio 2022 came out pretty much when Rider became, you know, free early preview, because I think that Microsoft knew that if they didn't optimize Visual Studio for Unreal, they would have been killed by Rider, right? Completely killed. So I think it was a defense move. I think it came very, very late, but at least it came at some point. I think Rider is doing even more for Unreal though. Like, he has the concept, you know, of he has some additional concept that Unreal has, and so it's probably better than Visual Studio in that. Now, here is the first dilemma. Here is the first dilemma. But I think we can assume that in this case is a spell, right? I think that we can assume if it's something that you are targeting at a creature, it's not an item that you have on you, is a spell that you are, so... Apply linked OP. It's so hard to know. Because this piece of code is generic, you know? It's completely generic. It may work for items, it may work for spells, it may work for anything. So I think at the end we will have to do it during the load, but yeah, probably. Let's say that for now, everything that we don't know, we assume is a spell. I think it's the only thing we can do. If we don't know, it's a spell. And then we will test it a bit more. And here in run a keep script is finally an item, okay? So basically everything that is running through run a keep script will be a category item. Everything that is run through abilities, an ability manager will be an ability, and everything that is and everything else, you know, that are not in the two previous groups, it will be considered a spell. Everything else will be a spell. So this way, I think we are kind of safe, but kind of safe. Okay, succeeded. So if he succeeded... so now when we send active, now when we send, oops, I skipped it, fuck. Now when we send active, we have one additional information, which is I'm just thinking if I want to have a magic spell type. Do we want to have another enumeration, or do we want to make that enumeration an unreal enumeration? I think it would be better. I think it would be better to have directly this one as an unreal enumeration, no? Is there anything unreal into this? No. Do we want to know in the UI if it's a buff or a debuff? Do we want to know in the UI if it's a buff or a debuff? Don't really care actually. But we could do this. We could do this, or we can just do, this. We can also do this. Maybe it's easy. We are not using buff and debuffs anyway there, so... It's kind of useless. We are not using it. We are not using it. So maybe we use it in the future, I don't know. But for now we are not using it. So this one will be 1-to-1 with spell item ability, right? 0, 1 and 0, 1 and 2. So can we just avoid all this mess and just say I know it's a bit raw, but can we just do this? Doesn't like it, huh? I guess he doesn't like it. I mean, you can do this. You can do this. Actually, this. We can check if it works, but I think in theory it should work. It should work. So if this works, then yeah, I think at the moment I'm still sending everything in one message, but very soon I will be sending these things in three separate messages. So for example, you know, if you have always your items equipped, because you know what happens today. Let me explain you, and you will say, you will agree with me. Basically, what happens today, right? What happens today is that we have this function which is called send active spells. Okay, and send active spells. Is saying spells, but in reality has been extended also to other magical effects, like for example the bonuses that certain magic weapons are giving you, right? Or the magic effect that certain abilities are giving you. So actually we have, you know, 3 subcategories of this, which is item, spell, and ability. Okay, and they all go into this window at the moment. Okay. The problem is that whenever you are getting a new effect on you of any of these types, so for example, if you equip a new magical weapon, right, the full list is sent again. The full list, which is super bad, because, you know, you may have, you know, 10 pieces of magical armor on you, and you cast the defensive spell, right? What happens is that you are getting again from the server the 10 pieces of armor, the effects on the 10 pieces of armor plus the spell, you know, and when the spells expire, you get it again. So I think it's pretty bad, right? I think it should be at least split in chunks, in 3 chunks, or even better, we just send the single item. Now the single item, the problem is that it needs to have an ID. I mean, the single item becomes a bit complex, right? But I think if we do it by groups like this, I think it's good enough, because the ability will change often, the spell will change less often, the item will probably change very rarely, right? So I think it's better this way, right? So the idea would be that when we do, you know, what is now send active spell in the future will become send active spells, send active items, and active abilities, and it will be 3 functions that each one is sending a different set, right? And so the work that I'm doing now is a bit of a preparation to that. You know, I'm preparing the ground I'm preparing the ground to that change, right? But okay, let me see what happens if I do. Now the client will be broken though, because we changed the type and we need to be well, even if the type is not used at the moment, so I think it will be fine. I think it will be fine. Maybe what we can do, we can, you know, start to make the UI for real, because so this is the UI. I know it doesn't look like I know it doesn't look like it is, but I don't know why it's not looking the way it is. I think because it gets it probably gets resized. But the point is that we will need to have like 3 buttons at the top, right? We will need 3 buttons at the top. Each which is on image or something that will allow you to filter. Now, do we want to do it so? Do we want to do it? Let me just check 1 second that all of this is compiling fine, but I think it is, because when we receive the active spells, yeah, they are inside of this message, so actually we don't really see them, right? And the types are inside this type, right? Which is then going here. Yes, and it's creating a widget. Yeah, exactly. Now, I think we need 2 things. We need the buttons at the top, but we also need 3 different panels, because these panels will be hidden based on the status of those 3 boxes. So it's similar to how the chat works, basically. But I think we can have it local into this guy. I'm just thinking if I need a button or I need a WD button. WD button is our version of button and has some additional possibility to be initialized through an atlas of icons. And the only problem of this WD button is that it's probably too big. The other problem is how do we put this, because it cannot be. I would like it to be outside. I think this overlay needs to become a grid. The problem is if I make it into a grid, I think it will not really work. Let me think about it. I can do a vertical. I can do a vertical grid with inside an horizontal grid, and but I don't know if this will work when we are then resizing it. That I have no idea. Because basically I will have the image as a full background, then I will have a vertical box which is including the WD button first, and then my scroll box second, right? The problem is I mean, the important point is that my scroll box is taking the full scope, you see, and if I do it inside a vertical box, it's not taking the full scope anymore for whatever reason. I can do fill. Yeah, I think I can do fill. I think I can do fill. Let me see 1 second what happens if I do this, huh? Because in theory I need 3 buttons. They will be quite small. I need those to be as small as possible. Can I change it though? Can I change it? I can change the scale. I can change the scale, but I don't know if the scale. Okay, let me try like this and see what happens, because I think we'll already be broken now. So let me test it 1 second. Do you make the UI entirely on UMG with Blueprint or base them on C++ classes? I think I don't have any C++ widget, if I remember right. I don't know, because we have dozens, but I don't think we have any. I think they are all UMG. I think they are all UMG. Even the 3 view. Yeah, I think even the 3 view, which is a bit the more complex object, I think is you see the problem. Well, apart from the fact that the image is in the front, but the 3 buttons, I need those 3 buttons to be super minimal and to stay at the top. While if I do it like this, yeah, the problem is that the window is changing its sides. I think we need to do I think I need no, because like this is not really working. Okay, apart that I put the image at the front, which is obviously not a good idea, but like this, because the window can reside as we want, right? And it's putting the images, so you can have it as a square, you can have it as a line. I think I need these 3 buttons to be probably normal buttons and be on my overlay with a hard-coded position, hard-coded pan position. So yeah, let's try the other way. So let's try button, button, button. Right? Let's try button, 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 where where we will force. Now there is the problem that it can then go off the screen. Fuck, that's very annoying. But because here there will be the 3 buttons, and then you will not be able to really pick it up. Yeah, maybe a bit annoying, but if I go button, 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 and I say to my button that he has a specific padding, and this padding is, I don't know why I cannot set the sides of the button. So the only way to set the sides is actually to scale it. I mean, I can scale it, because this to me should be like a dot. I don't know how big, but I think it will be very, very small. It will be like that. It will be a dot like that. And so in the padding, I can go like top, like -20 or something. Or -40 or -30. Yeah, something like that, you see. And left -10, and so it will always be positioned basically at the top. Now, I don't know if this is a good idea, but it's a bit how I was envisioning this thing, right? It's a bit how I was thinking about it. And so this will be spells, this will be items, and this will be abilities. And then we will choose the icon, but I think the closest they are to each other, the better. Yeah, something like that. I think it should be as small as that. So something that is really, you know. Let me see just how it looks and if you can properly. I mean, it may go outside the screen. Obviously, if you are dragging the window up too much, I think it will go outside of the screen, because actually the window is finishing here, right? The window is finishing here, unless we do a trick and we do the same thing with the image, and we move them here at the top. Yeah, that could also be an idea. But can I say that my image is taking is taking 20 top? But I think everything is going 20 down then. Everything is going 20 down. No, because like this I could put this once inside still inside a window. And yes, but the problem is that then the first icon will overlap. Well, depends, because if I do scroll box as well, 20. If I do scroll box 20 and image 20, and then my 3 guys are no more -25, but they are 0 or 5 or whatever is needed. then maybe it's okay and it stays inside a window. I don't know. Maybe you don't see the difference as a player, but at least the window will not go outside of the screen borders, right? Which is probably a better idea. They look a bit weird. Yeah, they look a bit weird, but at least I can drag it, and if I drag it, you see, is touching the top, is not going over the top, so I think that is probably better, yes, if we have these 3 buttons inside, like this. The only problem is that when you are stretching it, it's closing the thing. Why? Why the third one is moving? You see that the third one is getting stretched. Because it doesn't fit the window. And it's getting stretched when you have it like that. I mean, we can make it smaller. You can make it even smaller than that if we want, so that it doesn't stretch. I think this size was a good size. I mean, making it smaller than this, it sounds a bit weird, but... maybe we can do this. Now the icon, so I need a tooltip. I think it would be good to have a tooltip so that we know what they are, right? So the tooltip, the first one will be spells. The second one, so when you mouse over, you can see that items and abilities. And in terms of icon, I mean, if we could have three different colors without going too crazy. I mean, we just need 3 different. I think this one, if I make it that small, will never. Maybe we can try, but. Jade team button. Holy fuck. Image size. Because it's adapting to the... What the hell? I mean, it's not scaling it? What do you mean? Ah, yes, it is scaling. It was just kind of a weird... If I could change the color of the inside only, that would be great, but I cannot. I can only change the color of the whole thing unless I do 3 different images, you know? Which I think I can. But... Okay. What? What happened? It's getting a bit crazy when I copy the... If I copy the style, is going a bit crazy. Yes, it's going quite crazy. The problem is that I need to copy it 3 times. I need to copy it between normal, hovered, and all of that. So if it doesn't allow me to... I mean, I hope it does, because otherwise it would take me forever. Now, they are kind of small, but... I mean, the idea really is that they are small. They should not occupy any space, really. Because it's just a quick filter. It's a bit small, but it's not bad. I think it's okay. I think we should probably remake the icon to be maybe 3 different colors, but I think I kind of like it. I mean, it may look a bit stupid when it's like this, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So we need a now what do we need? We need a you can even be a bit closer though. Huh? Can be a bit closer to the window. I think we need 3 different panels. They will actually trigger based on the switch, and then we need to filter the data that is coming in, right? Because at the moment we are not filtering anything. So at the moment we are just hoping for the best. I don't understand why if I have top 0, the guy is going here instead of going here. I mean, is it because it is scaled a bit, or it's kind of strange. Okay, anyway. Anyway, I think it's fine. It's fine. So now these 3 buttons should trigger the visibility of panels. So we will need to have 3 scroll boxes. And I don't know if we want to have the scroll boxes all in the same place and just hide the scroll box, or if you want to have a panel, a kind of a panel that is wrapping around the scroll box. I don't think it's very needed. I think we can have a scroll spells, and it must be a variable because I need to be able to hide it, and I think we will duplicate it like that, and then we will have a scroll items, and then we will have a scroll abilities, right? Why is called WB? Because it's a wrap box. Okay. Okay, so we have these three now. Okay, we have these three. So at the beginning, items and abilities should be hidden, right? I mean visible. Should not be visible. So it should be collapsed. This one should be collapsed, and this one should be collapsed. Then and so you will see only the first panel. Then when you click on the second one, right, we will do the switch and so on. So when we switch, we take and we just switch between the three, right? So when you click on items, we set the visibility of this guy to not testable, and we set items as and so on, right? So here we are clicking items, so everything else should go collapsed, and it should go not testable. Okay. Then we click the third one. Well, let's do the first one. Right, and so on. I don't know why I don't have it in the right sequence. That's super annoying. Wait. 1 second, because I want them to be in the sequence that is on screen, so it's a bit easier to visualize. Yes. Okay, and then we have the last one, which is abilities. And for abilities, we do collapsed, collapsed, not testable. Okay, so now we only need to filter the data that is coming in, right? Because at the moment, so we prepared the data. We prepared the data on the server side. We need to see if it comes through properly with the category being set properly, but hopefully yes. And so I guess there is, yes, there it is. There is a function that is loading the stuff. And what we need to do, we need to, at the moment, since there's only one message coming through, unfortunately, but that's it, we will have to clear out all the 3 panels every time the stuff comes in. So we will have a clear children, because we want them to be clean at the beginning, and then we do a for each loop, and we create a widget, and we make it a child based on the type, right? So we will have a switch on type, and I mean, very simply, if it's a spell, it goes there. If it's an item, it goes here. Mistakes were made. If it's an item, it goes here. And if it's an ability, it goes here. Okay. Yeah, so basically we are putting stuff into the right bucket, hopefully. If it's none of those, we have a problem. But I think I think it's impossible there is none of those. I mean, the type must be one of those three. There is not an empty value or a null value, right? Okay, so now we should be able to switch between the three panels, and three panels should act identical to each other. So I think they should be sized properly already. Piri plain 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 plain. Okay. Our list is empty. That's not very nice. No, it's good. It's good because we have only effects that are coming from items, and we don't have any ability, and we don't have any spells. So it's actually working. It's actually working as expected. Very nice. So if I use an ability like detect secrets, you see that the detect secret is actually in the third panel, and then it will go away. Yes, it went away now, but I still have my items and I still have my spells. If I cast a spell, it seems to be working fine, actually. I'm pretty amazed. If I cast a spell on me, you see that now is under spells. If I switch, I have the items, and the spell then will go away. Pretty cool. GG! GG! Okay, I think it's nice. Now we may change the icon a bit, and maybe you know, change kind of the status so that you know which one is pressed. Yeah. I think it would be better if we can have like a red or whatever, like the one that is pressed is more visible. I think I did a mistake in doing it as a button. I think that one is actually a checkbox because it may be toggled. Is there a toggle on buttons? No, that would have been too easy. Like that you can click it but no, it's called checkbox. Okay, I understand. Fuck. I think we had to use a checkbox actually, because with a checkbox we can do something more, which is to change the state, right? Unchecked image and checked image. So if I do J the team, let me just test a second, but if I do this, where is my checkbox, by the way? Oh, I see it. Very nice. So if I do, well, maybe that's really too little, but if I do something like this, you know, and it is the unchecked, and then we copy this and we put it on right? And we say that the tint becomes like red, right? I mean, it will not be super good, but I think it will be okay. But basically you will see that is actually pressed, right? You will see that it's pressed. Something like this, right? I think it's probably a better idea than the buttons. Fuck. This means I need to redo a bit of the... But we can do it quickly, it's okay. It's okay. We can redo it quickly, it's no problem. So if I do this, instead of that, so it's basically the same. The difference is that the difference is that we will be able to say checked and unchecked, and probably is a better way. Probably is a better way. Maybe not. Maybe yes, maybe not. Yeah, because actually that's a checkbox, right? Because it's staying toggled when you press it, so. So we need to change it like that. And we need to say, when my checkbox is checked, right? And we don't need any more this. When my checkbox is checked, then we do that. When we do this, when we do that. Now the only problem will be what? Will be that we should not allow to uncheck, because otherwise if we uncheck, how do we do this? Because we should actually have mutually exclusive. I did it already because I did it in the character creation. How did I do it? In the character creation we have the same problem, because we have to select erase. Fuck, it was the old one. No, really? Yes. I know it's here. He's hidden, but in reality he's here. Because these one are also checkboxes, and the point was, how did I do this? I have no idea how did I do this. By the way, we had this one, radio on and radio off. The problem is that I deleted it. I deleted it. I think we have to disable it. Yeah. I think we have to disable it. So when it's pressed, right? When it's pressed, so when checked is true, we disable it. So that it's not possible anymore to click it. You can change it only by clicking the other guys. Right? Because otherwise doesn't work. Otherwise doesn't work. So if I take abilities, can I disable it? Disable? No. It's set enable true. Set is enable to false. Okay. So as soon as we click it, the enable will go to false. Right? Of this guy will go to false. And we automatically enable the other two guys. Items and spells. So spells will become disabled. Items and abilities will become enabled. So you can click them again. And hello, Devro. Good evening. Thank you a lot for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Welcome, welcome. We are building an MMO since a long time, and we are making good progress. and we do this, and we enable these panels, right? And we enable these panels. Wait. We enable these panels. Now, when this guy becomes unchecked, I think we do nothing because anyway we do the stuff from the others, right? It cannot really become unchecked. So it's only when we check it. Yes, it's only when we check it. So we disable this guy and we enable the other two. So now you can click the other two, and I think we do exactly the same for the other two controls, right? This and this and this and this and this and this. Hello, Lumi Short. Hi. Welcome. I'm working on fixing some bugs, but in reality I decided to do a bit of an upgrade to our active spell window, which is this window, which is in theory listing all the spells that you have active on yourself. The problem is that previously it was listing spells coming from actual magic, buffs coming from items, and abilities all in the same panel. And now I did you see this kind of switch. You can switch at the top. I know it's a bit small, but you should be able to see it. Those three small buttons that are allowing you to switch between spells, items, and abilities in terms of active magic that's on you. And that's a bit easier because you have items that are buffing you, and spells that are buffing you, and abilities that are running. Like if I do a detect secret, you see the ability now comes to this panel, but if I have like my item selected, I will not see it. So I think it's cleaning up a bit the list. Also because usually people have maybe 10 items, you know, with magical stuff or more, and they are not really interested in this list becoming an infinite list. So this is what we are doing, splitting into three. And actually it was working a second ago until I realized that I wanted to have a checkbox instead of a button. And so now I'm changing everything to be a checkbox. Because so the checkbox is staying in state enable and disable. But I think it should not be too hard. I think it should be fairly easy change. So if we are clicking on items, we are enabling the other two and disabling items. If we are clicking on abilities, we are enabling ability. We are enabling the other two and disabling abilities. Yes. And the rest stays the same, right? The rest stays the same. Now, the only thing we need to be sure is that wait, I lost myself a bit. I think the only thing we need to be sure is that one, we delete the 3 buttons, which now they are not needed anymore. Second, that when this control is actually in disabled status, so when this one is disabled, like undetermined, but I don't think it can be undetermined. I think it doesn't have a disabled status, but it's okay. We can also have a sound. That would be nice, like a click, 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 click. Okay, let me see what it does now. Let me see what it does. Because maybe... No. I did something I didn't want to do. Okay. And by the way, we released the new alpha a few days ago. Probably you didn't see it because I mean, I understand you don't always watch what we do, but yes, we released a new alpha, which is 0716, and there is a lot of stuff into it, including 3 pretty bad bugs. And so I will have to re-release it soon. Okay, let me see if these checkboxes... by the way, they are... I don't know why they are doing this. I mean, it's not bad, but... Yeah, the disable is actually making it... What the hell is not doing... I mean, it's kind of working, but not really doing what? What the fuck? Okay, one second. I fucked up something. Ah, yes. Okay, we fucked up a few things. One, yeah, unfortunately the disable is making it gray. That's super annoying. The disable is making it gray. No, that's super bad. It's making it gray, boys. So this means we cannot have our red. It will be gray. Okay, it will be gray for now. Who cares? It will be gray. GG. No, but what I messed up is that when we click on one, we need to be sure that we uncheck the other ones, right? So this one is set to enable, but at the same time should also be set checked false. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Otherwise, we never work. And we have to do it for all the ones that are enabled. All the ones that are enabled go into checked false. Just a pity that it stays gray instead of staying. But anyway, it's okay. We will live with that. We will live with that. I think it's fine. No, it's not fine. A voice in your head, right? No, it's not fine. We need another call. I know. So when we, what we said, when we enable one, when we enable one, we also set the check to false. Yes, correct. When we enable one, we also set the check to false. Yes. Yeah, it's a bit of a small puzzle as usual, but it's gonna work. The only problem is that it will be gray. The one that is pressed, the one pressed will be gray, because it cannot be pressed again. I think we could do it. Okay, but anyway, we wanted the functionality, you know, more than anything else. So I think it's fine. We can also make, yeah. See you, Devro, and thank you again for the raid. And I will check your stream. Have a good night. I'm going as well. It's already midnight. I'm in Europe time zone as well. And I think I'm gonna go soon. Okay, so now I don't know why it becomes big when it's disabled, but because there is a hover, thingy. Okay, but basically it is working now. The only problem is that is staying big, and it's doing a bit of the opposite of what one would expect. But like the gray is, you know, but it's fine for now. I think it's fine. I think there is a hover that is becoming bigger for some reason. Yes, it should be 12. In reality is 15. So the problem is that we cannot. I don't know why they didn't put a disabled image on. Why didn't put a disabled image? Disable. No. And also we need these two to be disabled at the beginning. So the first two needs to be disabled. Okay, now it will be, I think, perfect. Except the fact that it's gray. But I don't think you can change the disable. Let me check, but Unreal checkbox change disabled image. Yeah, style disabled checkbox. Right under enable there is an option for visibility. Choose hit test invisible, and you don't do anything when the user clicks it. Ah, genius, genius. That's very nice. That's a great idea. So what this guy is saying is that Instead of doing enable disable, we do instead of doing enable disable, we do what? We do visibility. We do set visibility. No. We do what? Hit test invisible? No, hit test invisible doesn't exist anymore, man. Ah, it's non-hit. Yeah. If you make it non-hit, if you make it If you make it not hit, right? Not hit, it cannot be clicked. Yes. I think so. The problem is that we need to do it for everything. Fuck. Okay. Yeah. This is the solution. That is exactly the solution, boys. It's doing exactly what we want. You see, I searched on the internet just a second to say maybe there is a solution, and actually there was. Fantastic. So we just need to get them right. When is enabled is visible, right? When is enabled is visible. When is disabled is non-hit. I'm gonna mess up with all these connections. When is what? So visible. 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 So many connections. Visible. Invisible. Okay. Okay. So in theory, like this, if you didn't do any mistakes, probably I did, but we will see in a second. We will see in a second. Yeah, we had it done, but we had it done with buttons, and with buttons I think was not the best solution, so I had to redo it, but it's okay. Yeah, I always have to think that if it's a toggle... Ah, fuck. I forgot. I forgot to remove the enable disable. Wait. I forgot to remove the enable. They should, all three should be enabled, and these two should be visibility non-hit, and visibility non-hit. Okay. 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 Okay, I think we are there. I think we are there, boys. We are there. Don't fear. Okay. So if I try to click this one, in theory I should not be able to, because this one... Okay. Yes, it works. It works. For some reason the middle one is not zooming in. But I don't know why. I think because I have... but I think it's working good. It's working good. It's working good, boys. This one should be checked as a default. And we just need to see if... unchecked... unchecked... checked we go 15, eh? I think it's good. I think it's looking nice. Okay. So basically when you press it, it becomes a bit bigger, right? And when it's selected, it stays bigger. So that you can see the difference. Basically. You can see the difference. Boys! You can see the difference. But yes, basically the technique worked. Also the categorization server side, it worked. So you see that as a default you have this one enabled. Then if you want to click this one... Fuck. Should be not it testable. Then if you click the second becomes red. And if you click the third becomes red, right? And you see, and you properly see the stuff. Now, we may make it big or not, I don't know, but I think it's good. So you have the three, and we can choose the color, we can choose whatever we want. We can change the image, right? I think it's cool. I like it. Right? Perfect. Good. Done. Done, boys. Ah, we just missed the tooltip. Fuck, there is no tooltip in checkboxes? No, eh? Please, no. Ah, no, there is. There is. If there was no tooltip, we were back to buttons. If there was no tooltip... That would have been so bad. Let me just check if he's showing when you... If he's showing when you mouse over the checkbox and not mouse over the... But I think so, I think so. I think it's shown when you mouse over on everything. So I think you should be able to see spells, items, abilities. Now we will have to reskin most of our UI because our UI is not really great, I would say. I mean, there are some windows that are like one style, other windows that are different style. You know, like this one is all golden and green, and this one for the inventory is black. This one is even different. So, but yes, the tooltip is working fine. Okay, nice. Boys, I think I'm gonna go. We did a good fix and a good change. So pretty happy about this. We need to think what to do next. If you really want to release, or if you want to do something more. Meanwhile, if you can test the client, that would be great, because the more you test, the more we find bugs. And the more we find bugs, the closer we are to a full release, right? I think we are very close anyway. I'm feeling that we are very, very close. I think I still need to test a few things on guild houses, because I'm not completely sure the guild houses are working. But apart from that, I think that we are very close for a migration from the old game to the new game. I think that we are pretty close. I don't know how much yet, but I think we're pretty close. Okay. I'm gonna go. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow and have fun. See you, boys. Bye-bye.